Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to anyone that is out there listening. We are Upland Revival, and we are here with a very special pop-up show, a live broadcast today, if you will, from Upland Revival. I am Kay Twice, and I am here with my co-host Kevin the Man. Kev, how you doing today, brother?
Doing great, man. Super excited to have Jones D on the show here.
Oh, you are
I
you're just gonna
think
drop him
there's
like that. You're gonna put him out there just like that. I didn't get to give my
oh
massive
yeah,
introduction to my boy.
yeah,
All right, well,
yeah,
well, there you have it. We're excited today because we're actually bringing on another fellow whale who has almost double the net worth. Actually, has a net worth of combined of me and Kev together, and he's one of the top players in Upland. He's actually the number 7 player in the entire Upland metaverse, sixth in terms of the amount of props. He's the number 1 UPIC spender in the entire metaverse in the entire game, and he's put all of it back in. He's been probably their most loyal player since 2019 February. He founded the Dutch Upland community, by the way, which I love my Dutchmen. I love all my Dutch women too, by the way.
yeah.
I love all my Dutch people, so I love you guys. But I am very excited to bring on my friend, my fellow whale in the game, Jones D. Jonas, are you there, my brother? Very nice to have you on the show. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Well,
Yeah, thank you so much.
this is why we created this platform. We wanted to have a platform to people to come on here to be honest, to be transparent, to be authentic, and to have a platform to be able to share their thoughts on Upland, whether it be positive, whether it be negative, whether it be frustration, whether it become emotion, whatever that may be. This is the platform that we have created so that we can try to bridge that gap between the larger players, the smaller players, the whales, all the things, everybody. And I'm really excited to hear what you have to say, Jones, because you are one of the top players in this entire game, and you are frustrated. And I'm going to let Kevin kind of take over and give you some real introductions. I can only fluff you up so much, but Kevin's got some really impressive numbers, and these numbers are no joke. Jones. I'm just telling you, man. I've been watching what you've been doing for a long time. We've been doing this with you since February, since 20 us all. And we are with you, and we are behind you. And I want to hear what you have to say. So, Kev, take it from there, man. Let's give this man a real proper statistical, the stat man introduction.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, basically, I want everyone to kind of understand how important Jones has been for the Upland community. I mean,
Big time.
Jones has basically he has over 18,000 transactions in the game, and over a period of time, he's basically moved around 601 million UPICs into the game. Um, major winner when it comes to supporting the Upland community. One of the things that I mean, if I look at his stats over a period of time, I mean, they're just tremendous. It really kind of shows the like the volume that he's been doing over the years. One of the most loyal customers, I like to call us customers with Upland. In 2021, he reinvested 171 million UPICs into the game, and that's basically like buying, selling, just moving UPICs around.
Whales
2022,
doing what whales are should be doing in
yeah,
this game. That's you should be spending your epics. That's exactly what we're supposed to be doing. Keep on going, Kev.
yeah,
Sorry to
and
interrupt.
yeah, no worries. In 2022, 74 million, 2023, 57 million, 2024, 136 million, 2025, 137 million, and 2026 year to date, 23 million. And that's just the money that he's continued to purchase as far as buying things from others in Upland.
Yeah.
He has sold in 2021 120 million. In 2020 he sold 52 million.
Yep.
2023 25 million. 2024 60 million. 2025 53 million. I mean, Jones is no joke. Like
Yeah.
he's ranked number 6 in the entire game. He's been
Yeah.
one of the most loyal players and customers for Upland.
Yeah.
It's just a fantastic record. Really got to commend you, Jones, thank you for being such a loyal community member.
Yes.
The funny thing is I kind of went through like some of the other players that you bought the most from. Loki, 18 million. Danny P, 2000, 10 million. And Nikau, 7 million. Aqua, 6.5 million. And the are actually that you bought from them. So you bought actually the like that UPX from them, which is fantastic. Moving UPX around in the economy, which is fantastic. Yep. Let's see here. Now, top players who bought from you, Sanctum, 12.5 million. And our K Twice, you bought 4.8 million from Jones.
You're welcome, bro. You're welcome, my man.
Yeah. So pretty good stats.
Hey, we all do our part. Come on, that's what we do.
Yeah, heck yeah. So pretty good.
Oh, we lost Kevin. Oh. Well, we'll get him back on here in just a second, man. Well, let's just start with you, Jones. So give me a little bit of your story, man. You started with us, quite some time ago. You're obviously founded it back in 2021. You started working and doing Upland. So tell me about your journey, man. And now we got Kev back. So go ahead.
Yeah. So I joined in 2021. So slightly late, according to how early you guys were there. But it was really around the time when things started moving. So when I started, you only had Manhattan and San Francisco, and Fresno was just released. And I was just, it was impossible to find my way around. It was really hard back in those days. There were no instructions. But I started getting the idea, and I've always been a collector of things, and I really like the collection aspect of the game. Yeah. And I'm a sucker for rarity. So when these rare products come, I'm like, oh yeah, I should have that. And I was an early buyer of Bitcoin. So this was also around the time that was really high. So I thought, like, let's put some Ethereum mostly in, and sort of diversify, basically. Yeah. So I put some serious money in the beginning, but basically from then on, I bought some things here and there, but most of my, like, I got a good start because of that. Yeah. It's that's a good nuance to give. But I was that early that I could buy some really great things around the minting time. So that was sort of how I got into it. And then over the years, like, the promise was there in the beginning. All these great new features were always communicated. But then, like now the other feed is dropping. But like, my kids were born around the same time, and they're school age now, and they have progressed more than what was promised in the game, basically. And for me, I really found out over the years that I think, especially lately, they're making great progress. So I'm actually quite confident that they're doing well. But the issue is that as a big player, it's really hard to plan for these changes. So when I started, the returns were higher, the percentage. I don't know what it was, but it was like 3% higher or something. So now it's like 14, and it was, it was higher. Yeah. So that is one of those things that when that dropped, I was like, oh, okay, they can do that. But like, I'm from the Bitcoin background, so this centralization is for me sort of this thing, like, okay, that makes me feel a bit icky. Yeah. And now lately they've come with these gamified missions where actually if you do nothing, your return totally drops. Okay, I'll do them. And because I'm a big player, I have to do all of them, which is fine. But I really like the game. I really like the players. I started the Dutch Upland community. It's a really nice group of people. I still like the collection aspect, but it started getting less interesting because of these huge city releases. So the rarity is dropping. So that was an issue for me. But the straw that broke the camel's back is that I, for this season, I built 3 living structures for the gamified earning mission. and it said on the dashboard first that I had a yes, that I completed the mission. But
And
then
then it
later
didn't
on,
qualify you.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
contacted them, and their reason, like I understand they have to check these things, and they check for the last prop
Yeah.
build, which is fine. But then, like in my case, I did their mission, and I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to build additional things because it wasn't in the rules, and they were not. They like several people went over it, and I said, yeah, I was really astonished that they can have these rules, communicate sort of these rules, and they're always quite at the last moment. Like for next week, you have this period of
That's
time.
That
That
is
that
probably the biggest frustrating part, that
yeah
why we started doing this show, was because the communication just is not there. And for
yeah
players like us, like, and I want to be very clear because I've got a lot to say about all of this. And because I will also say I was in your shoes, whereas now I've done some pretty deep diving, and I'm actually very excited about Upland, that I did not think I was going to say out loud, by the way. But the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of big things that are happening in Upland. And for me, it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, there's some really good things that are coming, but you're where I was at, where there's no communication, and they don't have,
yeah
the type of communication that we are used to having earlier in the game when there wasn't as many players or people, right? So
yeah
now that there's more players and more people, I get that they have a different liability, but again, hey, we're here. We have a platform. If you're having trouble communicating with your players, communicate with us, and then we could find ways to communicate with the rest of the players, because obviously no
yeah
one's doing a good enough job to actually communicate what's actually happening, right? With the uppies, there's some great things happening with the uppies. I think Upland is going in an incredible direction with the uppies, by the way. I will cover that. And again, I'm more than excited about that, when they can finally tie in all the living structures, serving structures. But again, I'm with you, because even I tried to complete one of those missions, and I built a living structure and a service structure. I built one of like the combinations of the apartment and like the business, and it didn't count for mine. And I had to
mm,
go a whole month without my earnings. And Kevin the man had to hear me bitch about it every single day
Yeah,
because it was so
long time.
bad. When you're a top
yeah
earner and you have put this much money in the game, and you're used to getting these gamified earnings and your earnings across, your upics, and then all of a sudden you take a massive hit,
yeah
you feel it, and that becomes very frustrating as a player too. And again, if there was more open communication, more dialogue across the board, I think we would understand a little bit better. Because I'll tell you right now, I don't know, I'm gonna start doing these things too, Jones, so I'm gonna start doing some more content. And I want to have Pigeon's out there. He's one of the best drivers and racers in Upland, right? And I'm gonna have him teach me how to race. I don't even know how to race, bro. I have
mm,
like all these cars. I have no idea how to race. And this is what I try to tell people. We're whales. We don't care about racing. We want to flip properties. We want to make margins. We want to make money. But in the same space, we need a million players that love to race. And we need a million players that know how to race to build that in that form and that facet of our economy. Because what Upland is doing is building multiple facets. You've got racing, you got uppies, you've got life now, you've got plants. I just bought up all the floors of seeds because I didn't even know that was a whole market too. And let me tell you, there is a marketplace for that too, but I have no idea how to do all that, and I don't want to know. I don't want to know all that. I want to be able to pay someone to do this and to do that,
mm,
so I can earn and delegate, and we can create more economy and more living space in Upland itself. Without that, we don't have the desire to come and play every single day. You got to come here and do something. You want to come play with your uppies. You want to trade your uppies. You want to create life. You want to flip the market into seeds. You want to be able to flip your properties. You want to be able to build your service structures and maybe possibly get some benefits or bonuses to maybe do some treasure hunts and find these uppies, where these uppies are going to give you more value because they've got higher levels, and they're going to give you more earnings, more upix earnings per rent. There's so much things that we can do, but they don't want to talk about it. And if we actually knew that this was the direction that they're going, then we might actually all be super happy, and all the whales would be coming back and gallivanting, spending. I mean, dude,
yeah
Abdullah just collected 41 million upics. Did he spend it? No. You got other players like you that got millions of upics that are sitting there. I've got millions of upics that are sitting there. What do we do with it? We can put it back into the economy if we believed in the system and we understood what that was going to do. But the communication and the transparency has been dog shit at best. And that's where we have to stop drawing this line, because if I lose another player like you, my brother, we're going to lose this game. And I don't want to lose you. I don't want you to come on this show to tell me you're going to quit. I want you to come on this show to tell me, go, okay, K twice. I'm super mad, but there's a chance that if we can just get up and communicate, I'll stick around and I'll wait it out with you, brother, because you are my brother in this community, and there is nothing
Oh, yeah.
better than this community, and I will match this community up against any other metaverse anywhere. This is the best damn community, and I hate seeing us lose players like yourself to stupid nonsense like this that could be fixed if we just had better communication and transparency. This is what these are going to do. This is our idea, because I'm starting to see what their roadmap is unfolding, and they got a gangster roadmap that I never saw until now. I literally just told Kevin this a couple days ago, like, yo, I'm actually getting really excited about some of these things, and I've never said that. I've never said that in a long time. In fact, this is why we do this show, to have a platform to,
You started giving me stats.
Yeah. Tell him, Kev. Tell him.
Yeah. So so K twice, basically, he's super excited. I mean, especially when it comes to uppies and the merging of uppies, that's one thing that's really kind of driving his motivation to be successful. And he's slowly getting me on board, but it's taken time. And it kind of relates back to, look, we all three of us started this game under basically different education. We thought that this was a property trading game, and we invested a large amount of money back in the 2021 era, where we thought that the game was going in a different direction. So it's difficult when we look back and we say, hey, we invested X amount of dollars into the game, and then now the game has transformed into this. And what do I need to do to become successful with the new rules that are in place? And then with the roadmap, there really isn't great communication, so it's difficult to plan a successful game.
And let me explain something really quick. And let me explain this really quick. There is a different roadmap with a player like the three of us, or a player that's just entry level into the game. It is not the same roadmap, and it is not the same education. I understand that there's a lot more people and players in this game that know so much more than I do, but that's the way that it should be. I'm a whale that I don't want to have to go learn all these things. I want to come in here, I want to collect my earnings, and I want to spend it on all the people that are working for it, that want to build their portfolios, that want to build the pipeline. I am spending every day my UPIX on anything in the market to try and help build this damn thing. And I want all the other whales that have expendable UPIX to do the same. And that is a triumph surge that I'm trying to create by doing this. And here we are losing great top players like Jones, who's a great person, who's advocated for the community, who's been involved in all the things that they've done, who's helped start the Dutch community, open up probably more horizons, and now he wants to quit because Upland can't simply do one thing, and that's just tell us where this damn game is going. Right? We thought that this was a property trading game. It is not the same anymore, which is totally fine, by the way. It absolutely totally fine. And I'm actually even more excited with the direction that they are going. I know where they're going now, and I am absolutely effing thrilled, because I think it's going to blow a lot of people away once you kind of dive in. And I'm going to explain this on our next show. I don't want to take away too much light from Jones, because I really want Jones to continue to explain why the frustration hit this level. And that's my question to you, Jones. What I know that you said that your rock bottom, your breaking moment was that the earnings cap, where they kind of messed that up. But I feel like it's got to be deeper than that, bro. I feel like it can't just simply be with one simple earning things. You gotta let me in on this, because there's got to be deeper issues, and we all have these deeper, transparent issues. And I want transparency across the board. So I want you to tell me, man, what is those deeper issues? Because it's important for us all to hear so we can fix them.
I think it comes down to the things you were saying. I think the most important aspect of the game is the community aspect.
Yes.
That you have all these players on Discord, and you have all these separate communities. You have these neighborhoods working together to get a higher score. Yeah. But I've seen happening time and time again that people invest a lot of time into these projects, and then the rules changed. For example, for neighborhood upgrades, suddenly they had unclear different mechanics, and your neighborhood was high, and suddenly it was on the bottom of the top 20.
You know, isn't it? It was crazy too. The more I built, the more structures that I built, the more Kevin's service structure went up, the influence score, and mine went down. And it didn't
Yeah.
make sense until Kevin explained it to me. We're like, it's because of what I was building. I was just trying to build a bunch of things. But because I wasn't educated, or I didn't do enough of my own research to figure out the algorithm to what these service structures were going to do for our properties. And are they going to make rent higher? Are they going to, what are they actually going to do? What do these
Yeah.
actually
And,
provide for
and
us, right?
basically,
And
how
there's
much influence score or how much service structure score are uppies, the way that they kind of congregate to an area,
yeah,
like what affects it, what challenges come up. Basically, they make it to where everything is you try something and then you find the error instead of knowing how to plan
yeah.
for success. And
Yeah.
that doesn't seem like it makes very much sense. Like but we've learned,
Like give us the
certain
like give us the
things about the game.
give us the
Yeah.
carrot. Give us the carrot, right?
I think
Give us something to chase.
I think they're doing exciting things and have nice plans. But what happens every time is that they announce it very early.
Yeah.
Then they already expect
Yeah.
you to put money in and buy like all these different things. And like in the first years, I got burned a couple of times. Like I have
Yeah.
these weird NFT cards that I could send to Upland via a portal, something you can still see in the menu, but it's unclear what the value of that is, or they just sort of deserted it. And for houses, for a very long time, it had no value. Then the neighborhoods
Yeah.
came, but then you wonder like, what's the value in it for me as an owner?
Bro,
Now the
preach it.
uppies come. Now the uppies come. I don't know what that's gonna do to my earnings. I only know it's a gamified earnings mission, and I have to get it higher than the month before. But yeah, basically, because the influence one keeps dropping, to do it, you
It
have to
does. It
destroy a
keeps
couple
dropping
of
out of
them
nowhere too. It's
before
crazy.
you
It's
go to the
weird.
next season. Like you
Yeah.
have to destroy some because then you can rebuild it and you get it back, but you need to start at a low score. So it doesn't make
It
sense. And
doesn't
if
make
you
sense.
just
I agree with you
keep
so
growing,
Yeah.
much.
it's
And
so
Jones,
I think
I would
yep.
speak to that, Jones. I would say that, I've noticed that like the amount of spark that you have as a player it's not on the high end by any means.
No, no.
Like and I can tell that you were burned so many times, kind of like the examples that you're kind of claiming right here, where you were kind of off and wondering, hey, should I continue to invest in Spark? And instead you just continue to invest in your property because it
Yeah.
would make
Yeah.
Because that's what we
sense
were
that
trying to do. Yes.
the fundamentals
Great
of
point.
the game would be
Great point.
properties. And you
Yeah.
didn't, because K twice and I both, we did the same thing. I mean, we didn't put a whole lot into Spark because we had been burned. Well, we felt like we were burned.
Well,
NFL,
look at the
Yeah.
value. Look at what we
did.
initially look what the first people paid for Spark, and look what the value of it is now.
Yeah.
That you know what I mean? Look at it. It's definitely decreased in value.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that some of the things that we invested in with the same hype that's kind of being brought out right now, like
Yeah.
airplanes, like no one's
Yeah.
flying around, like now the new thing is fishing. Okay, but buy a boat now and then look for utility later.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what happens if that mechanism doesn't work the way that we thought it would work? And we end up investing a bunch of money into the system and we feel that we got burned and we become disgruntled. And and I could see based on your playing habits that that's kind of what happened with Spark. And now here we are
Yeah.
where Spark is the number one like leader in how you become successful in your earnings based
It
on
is.
continuing to buy. And it's like you second guess, hey, look at you.
So,
I
Kev,
thought
that's
that
what they did with
profits
Merge.
would be the number one
Yeah.
thing, like so
And then look
so
what
I
they did
get it.
with Merge with the Sparklet. They
Yeah.
now to merge, you have to spin Sparklet. It's brilliant. To merge to create more rarity. This is right up your alley, my Dutchman, because of the rarity that the merge can create. So again, if you understand the dynamic of what these higher level utility uppies are going to be, people should be merging like crazy right now. They should be buying every single uppie. I'm buying every floor. I will not stop. I'm just telling you
Yeah.
what they're
Yeah.
doing
And
with
I
uppies is absolutely brilliant.
And I agree with you.
But
I
there
agree.
still has to be some sort of transparency too, because we still don't know
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
what they're going to do. And I have an
Yeah.
idea, but not everybody can see and the visions that we can all see.
And the reason I think that, like K Twice, you're saying it's brilliant is because in reality, they're getting us all to spend a bunch of money on uppies right now. It's
And
brilliant from a
Spark.
marketing perspective,
Yeah.
like creating fear of loss if we don't move forward with some of these new features where we don't really know
Even
how it's going
know.
to function. And we don't know, like, if they're going to drop more uppies cards at some point, devalue the ones that we already spent 4 or 5 times the amount. I mean, kind of like with the properties, like when Oakland was kind of coming out, like people
They
were
keep
buying
resurging
things
more, yeah.
times, you know, like, and then the market came saturated with a bunch of orange collections that you could buy at any moment. You know, like, and devalued the whole collection process. And the people that invested in properties in the beginning now are we feel like we're at a disadvantage, because when we were holding on to hundreds of collections, we felt like we had the advantage in the game. Now that collections are being sold on the secondary USD market for 20% on a regular basis, we no longer feel like we hold the advantage. Now the next advantage is uppies, you know, like, so
Yeah.
really I
There's
think
always there's always something, yeah.
Upland should do right now is like the NFLPA legits. Like, those should still hold some value in the game. Just because you lost the contract or decided not to sign or whatever the case, you know, whatever the case may be, you know, what happened internally with Upland, those cards should still mean something. We should be able to add those to a property and add value to a property somewhere. It's not just because, hey, there was a bad deal, it didn't make sense, we just lose. You know, like, and I think, Jones, that's kind of like what you're saying. Like, some of the things that initially were formed with a lot of hype for utility in the future just kind of got swept under the carpet, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
Listen,
guess how many uppies I have, like those cards.
I already checked, bro, because when
0.
you said you're quitting, I was gonna buy them all from
Yeah.
you right now, bro. And you said you're quitting, I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna buy them all from.
and Jones, guess what? I have 0 as well.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's a fact.
Yeah.
I make Kevin buy me my USD. In fact, I'm gonna go buy the floors after this here in a couple minutes. I'm gonna make Kevin go buy the floors.
I think the thing is that what you need for those new things is sort of a level of trust. And that's why I didn't really go into those things anymore. And I'm running the Dutch Upland community, and like, I know people are dissatisfied about a lot of things, of course, but some people are also, they have a high amount of spark because of the treasure hunts, for example, and they're experts in that. A lot of Dutch people were really good at that, probably due to our
They
history.
are, dude. That's wild how they get so much. It trips me out. I'm like, bro, could you just do this for me and I'll pay you to do it?
Yeah, that would be nice. But like, I think they kind of dissected that the whole way that gameplay worked, and now the rewards are much lower, and it's not really something those people do anymore. So that just feels like there was this enthusiasm, and suddenly,
wouldn't that be sick though?
if
a new player could mine Spark by doing an ample amount of treasure hearts and sell that said Spark on an open market in Upland to players like myself, I would buy heavily upix on Spark. What's up? More ideas. Again, this is why we just need open communication. We can fix all this stuff if we just talking. Hey, I'm going to tell this real quick, Jones, because I've never told anyone this. All right. Back in 2020, I think 2, right? 2022, 2023, everything in Upland had just demised. Everything, the properties, USD had gone to like nothing compared to everything. The markets were all tanking. I think the activity was at an all-time low. It was pretty tough. And I got pretty frustrated at the game. And I literally emailed Upland and I asked them, will you guys buy back my account? I literally emailed Upland and I asked them, will you guys buy back my account? Because I mean, I'll take it for pennies on the dollar. Just, you guys should offer a buyback service for your account. I don't even care. I just cash me out. They never got back to me, but what I'm saying is I feel your pain. It's when you have put so much energy and effort into this game and it keeps changing on you and you can't get honest answers. And yes, I know some other players might feel differently and they may feel like Upland is communicating properly to them. But again, there is a different communication barrier from all different types of players from different whales, from new players, from existing players, from mature players, from younger players. It's just a different dynamic. And so all different types of communication has to be different types of communication to all forms of
Yeah.
players, whether you're a whale, whether you're a new player. And I think it just needs to be mitigated and they need to figure out a way to be transparent and give us the information
Yeah.
and just say, listen,
Yeah.
this is where uppies are going. This is no longer a trading game. This is now a city building game, right? As what they're saying.
Yeah.
So if it's a city building game, what are the uppies going to do? What are my benefits? What are the utilities going to be? And what's it going to be when I put them inside of my service structure? Am I going to get more rent in a living structure from a higher level? Am I going to get a bigger bonus for an origin uppie because these are origin uppies? You know what? Be
Yeah.
honest with us here, man. Tell us what's going on so we can just
I,
feel
I,
better
I
about
think
where we're going.
I think the main thing here is that, like you refer to it as, it can be this kind of game and change to that kind of game, which is okay. I mean, they're a company and it makes sense. They have to find sort of ways to earn their keep and to make profit. I understand that, um, but I think the main thing is that with a game, one of the most important things to stay motivated is
To know
that
the
they
rules.
don't change the rules when you're
Yeah,
in the tournament. And now it feels like I'm going in this direction. These are long term things you're working on,
yeah.
and suddenly change. And then especially, I mean, everybody knows when you're in a game and the referee suddenly says, "No, I don't know that rule," or "Actually, I have this rule here that's not written, but I'm gonna enforce it." That kills it. So for
Yeah.
me, it has been a long journey, and it's gonna take me a long time to get out of the game. And
Yeah.
I'm not only a rational person, so I can also imagine like in half a year I will be like, okay, it's slimmed down, and I'm
I
gonna
will
sort of,
tell you, that's
you
why I
know,
shared my story
yeah,
with you because I mean, here's the deal. You're still a personal collector at the heart, right? And so you
yeah,
know that the community is so deep and we are right behind you, bro. We are here with you. We stand with you on all of
Yeah.
these things. But at the end of the day, you're not going to get anything that you think is worth what you want to cash out of this game. And you and I
mm,
both know that. So regardless, unless you want to take a big L and sell everything right now for a loss, which is not something that nobody really wants to do. But again, you can still make your money because you've worked for it and you have a lot of big margin and equity in your account. So you can kind of give some wiggle room. But at the end of the day, I don't think you're going to sell it all. I don't think you're going to find the price that you want, and you're going to start to see some new things in Upland, and they're going to be like shiny new little tools and pieces and brain babies, and you're going to be like, oh my God, that's okay. Now I'm getting it. Now I'm understanding it. I want to do more. I want to get back involved. And I mean, at the end of the day, bro, I love you, man, and I love our community, and I don't want to see you quit. And I want to see you, be
Yeah.
here for your community that you helped start because you did start an incredible community in the Dutchland community, and there's not very many people that do that. And so I just want to commend you for that. That's been a pioneer and a leader, because again, we need that from every continent, from every country. We need so many different representations for all of us because we can really make this game grow if we really want to. But we all got to stand together and form leadership and form nodes, and not just downtown LA, not just in Pratton,
yeah,
and not just not everywhere. We need 100 million players, and that's the goal.
yeah,
Let's get 100 million players. Let's start with a million. And if we had a million players, active users, do you know what that would do for our economy? Ain't nobody quitting with a million players. Ain't nobody
Right.
quitting with a million players. So, let's just grow. Let's build the game. Let's be honest. Let's be transparent. Let's be open. Let's give us the carrot, Upland. Give us the carrot to give us a reason to stay. Tell us why we should stay. Tell us why these things are going to be so beneficial and worth us sticking around for us whales, and not selling and liquidating our stuff for pennies on the dollar just to get out of the game that we love and that we don't actually want to get out of. Let's be open about this. Let's have
yeah,
conversations. Come to us. Come to me. If people have questions, I want to be able to have Maybe some sort of like board, like we did when we were in Genesis and we all got to talk to all the owners and we were at a table. Maybe we can have that again. Let's have a round table with some of the whales and just, hey, let's have open dialogue, open conversation. So then, hey, me and Jones and Kev, we can take this information back and go back to our communities and be open and honest with them and tell them about all the great things that we're doing, that Upland's got coming, so they can all feel good about it. Let's have open communication. That's what we really need.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Jonah, I share the same way of thinking as K Twice. I definitely appreciate everything that you've done for the community.
Yeah.
I think you've been valuable for the community and Upland. So thank you for doing that. I mean, right now we have 3 of the top investors, you could call it, in Upland right now. And then even in our chat, we have team in the chat right now. And he's saying, like, I'll never buy from another third party vendor through Upland again. I mean, we feel burned. Upland, we feel burned by what's happened. And all we're asking for is some communication and to basically put the things that we invested in and bring some value to it. There's no reason why
give us the carrot.
Things that we've invested in shouldn't hold some sort of value. It can't just be a stat living in our account doing nothing. We can't do anything with some of the things that we've invested in the game. And
so,
I mean, TM,
do you know why
he's
Upland
a
was
perfect example?
Completely. Do you know why? Do you know why Upland was so popping in 2021 and 2020? Because all it was a property trading game. It was, I'm going to buy this property and I'm going to earn this yield, this percentage for holding this said property. And if I have a collection, it's going to triple or double my net rent. And that's all that it was. And so you can find all the properties that were exclusive because it was limited. It was very limited. And so it created value. Upland has to do that again and show value with the uppies, with the structures, with all these things that they're just throwing at us with the Sparklet, right? Which I can start to see it. I can. I'm starting to see some things that I didn't know were there, and I'm doing some more research, and I'm taking accountability for that. I was wrong about a few things, and I'm looking into some really bigger things, and I think Upland is by far ahead of anybody else, and I'll say that right now. But they definitely need transparency, and if they could fix the transparency bridge, I think you're going to see all your whales coming back, and they'll see the value in the uppies and the structures if you give it to them. If you keep dancing around the bush and you're not being honest and upfront with people like Jones, they're going to leave and they're going to say screw this, and they're going to undercut the markets, and we're going to see the markets tank again. We're finally in a very long time we're seeing markets go up. Downtown LA, dude. I can flip all of my downtown LA properties right now that I bought from 2 months ago at 20, 30%. I bought all downtown LA props for 20, 30% USD, and now it's 80, 90%. So there's ways to make money in this game. There's a lot of ways. I can show you about 10 other ways that I'm seeing to make money with seeds, with other, there's a way to build your portfolio in Upland, but they are not going to teach you that. And that's my problem, is they need to show the value for all players, for small, medium, large, extra large, all big players, all demographics, all across the world. Let's build 1 million players in this damn game. Let's save Upland. Let's revive it. Let's all make money together, because isn't that the goal? To all make money together, have some fun, keep building communities, and make this thing the best metaverse that's out there, and make it the only metaverse, because I believe that if they do it right, this could be the biggest. They could incorporate all the deals that they wanted to do all here. But I think they finally learned that the uppies, they own them. It's not going anywhere like NFL legits. I will say again, they've changed a lot of things, and I think they've moved a lot of things quietly.
Reward us. They still need to reward us for the past.
Agreed.
I mean, I see the future as being strong. And I believe that the future will be something different. But I mean, we built this game, like the people in the chat, the people on this show, we built this game, and we deserve
everyone in this
to
chat,
be
everyone in this community. Amen. Yes.
Yeah, and we'll hear it from a lot of the bootlickers out there, the Upland bootlickers out there. They'll be like, "Oh, aren't you happy with your account right now? Don't you think that you made a great investment?" We'll hear all of this. Yes, we did. But at the same time, we invested into something that holds no value. And what I mean by that, an example, NFL, PA legits that hold no value. and something needs to be revisited on stuff like that so that it actually brings some sort of value in the game, and not like next year, like now. Like we want to feel like we're important to the game, because in 2021 we were, and in
or or
2021.
or do the right thing, wipe the legits and refund your big players that spent all the upics and the
Oh,
money
there
on it.
you go.
Refund it.
There you go. I
Wipe it.
love that.
Wipe the legits.
Hell
Repay
yeah.
TM. Give TM a lot of upics and give the people that
Exactly.
spent a lot of money. Just get rid of it. Don't add any more headache or stress. Refund your players. Do a rebate. Do a Sparklet rebate. Do something that's going to give value to the players that
I
invested in that
love that.
when you did that. So again, if we bring these types of conversations, we can find resolve. And I think that if Upland had a table like this, we can find answers. And people like TM, who has spent a lot of money and has also pioneered nodes in this entire community, would not be frustrated as he is and never want to buy from a third party which he's right, which you shouldn't. And now we know you want to buy uppies, but that's a whole different conversation. That's
Yeah.
again, but
Yeah.
but
I
in
mean,
the
there's so much
meantime,
we can go over.
yes, in the meantime, cut the programs, cut the losses, and refund your players. Make them happy so we don't have to talk about it again, and we're not upset and we're not unhappy. Do the right thing. Just do the
Or
right thing
add
to
some
make the
value to it. Add some value. It's simple to do. Add some value to it. Don't make us feel like we lost and we got burnt and
yeah,
we got disgruntled.
yeah.
So that way, when Jones has the opportunity to buy Sparklet, he's like, hey, you know what? Upland's always done us a solid, and I believe that
Yes,
they're going to continue to do us a
yes,
solid. I am going to invest in Sparklet, and then I wouldn't be having these issues that I'm having
yep,
right now, where like I'm not building enough living structures and I'm losing on the gamified earnings. I mean, it's ridiculous. And
yeah,
and Upland did it to themselves by
yeah.
burning the top players in the game, and not giving them any reward and making them hesitant to buying again, basically bringing on buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, a small thing. I did build those living structures. So I did what they asked, but I also built like a micro house on it afterwards, and they said you only build a micro house there because we only count the last built structure. So I built too much for them to count my
Oh,
3 living structures. So I did build
Dang.
them, and I sent them the screenshots, and they were like, yeah, but we only count the last one. So that
Oof.
was my thing. So it wasn't like
yeah,
I made a mistake. I
Yeah.
like it, and it. You
yeah.
can imagine, like, if you think which were the 3 props in our cases where I did that. So that took me like half an hour to reconstruct that, get the screenshots. So that's what really
And so
frustrated
so
me.
let me ask you this. Let me
Wait
ask you
a minute.
this.
So
No, no,
so Upland.
hold on
No,
real quick. I want to be clear because you communicated with Upland, correct? Right? You talked to them
Yeah.
back and forth and you engaged with them. You took the time, even though you're over a half a billion-dollar net worth, you know what I mean? And you took all this time and energy to engage with them and get answers, and they did not see. Here's where I feel like there's got to be some sort of give where they should just say, okay, you know what, we messed up. Let's just change your earnings back to the normal it is. It's just epics. Let's figure it out. Is he a top player? We don't be frustrated. And I guarantee you, if they would have just done the right thing there, you probably wouldn't be as frustrated. You probably would be still frustrated, but a little bit less.
and I
Well,
think
I would need an apology probably, but they
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
even. So the thing is that the way I got treated in that interaction, because first you go in the support channel, then you write emails,
yeah,
and they keep saying, okay, but we only count the last one, and you keep saying, okay, but that's not in the original rules, but
yeah,
you just hit this brick wall. And then when I said like, okay, but this has big repercussions for me, I am. A large net worth player, and I don't like to stress that, but I'm like, okay, but this is a big deal for me.
yeah,
They're like, yeah, we treat everybody equally. So they made it sort of about me trying to get sort of special favors. Well, I was really like, I did what you asked,
yeah,
and now I want the mission completed. So it's like a tiny thing. Somebody told me like, yeah, you can get the season pass, and then you can get sort of one thing wiped off. But the whole aftertaste of being treated that way whilst I was in the right, that is just something that goes so against my personal
personal.
beliefs
yeah,
in a way. Like if that happens in business, and I've ran several businesses,
yeah,
I don't do business there anymore. So that's basically my thing. Like
yeah,
when I'm wronged, And a thing I also want to say is that I don't want to wrong the players. I'm not going to dump like I'm not going to
Yeah,
name names, but there have been players that have been dumping on the market and even
we
going to
know.
jail.
We know. I'll say
I would,
names.
yeah, yeah, you can say the name afterwards, but like I know what their value is, and I know like sort of slight deductions. There are a lot of collectors that are happy about that, and they will go for it. Basically, I'm selling them usually around the purchase prices I got them because I've been at this for a long time, and when I see a
Yeah.
deal, I
Yeah.
buy it, and now I basically post deals, but I'm not gonna dump on the market because at the same time I don't want to kill other people's game, but
I know, bro. I feel you. I know your
Man,
frustration.
that's
I've been
that's
right in your
nice,
shoes,
man.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, I mean, here's a message for Upland. Give him his game reward. I mean, this is ridiculous. Like if you want, I'll pay for it. I mean, this is dumb. Like give him the reward. Like what's
Yeah.
going on here? You didn't
Yeah.
explain the rules properly. He didn't
Yeah.
understand. He's been valuable to the community. Like you really want someone quitting over something so ridiculous? Like
In
give
one
him the
season
reward.
too. Yeah.
Give him all
Yeah.
10. He deserves it.
And then think about it. You make the player happy. You give them back their UPX, and what do they do with it? They spend it back in the economy. I don't, it should be basic, simple
Right.
stuff. When it comes to running a business. Again, it's why it's why all of us here are business owners. We all have a lot of businesses. We've all done a lot of business in different things. We've all ran different types of things, and it's we're not trying to say that we want to take over Upland. We just want to have a seat at the table to have conversations so we can
yeah,
understand what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish so we can help everybody get there together at the
Yeah,
same time. I
and we
want
really
everybody to
don't
win.
want
Everybody.
we don't want players feeling like Jones feels right now.
Yeah. No,
Like
no.
how else are we going to continue to multiply and have people
Yeah.
feel comfortable in buying and making the game the vision that we all want, including Upland? We need players like Jones to help in the market and help the market grow, help a whole
Right.
community grow. And I mean, it's silly. It's silly.
Yeah.
And Jones, I really hope that they do reconsider, and I hope that they send you an apology letter because
Yeah.
you
I do
deserve it.
too. Yeah.
You deserve
And
it.
and again, I'm just thankful that you came on here with us, and I hope you don't quit, man. I do. I hope you don't quit. I hope you stick it out with me, and stick it out with Kev, and stick it out with the rest of the community that's here in this chat that supports you, and all the Dutch people that depend on you to be there for them too. Right? You are there. They do. And that's the thing. You got to forget. We're still in this together, one way or the other, and regardless about how frustrated we are. As long as we can be honest about it and we can be transparent about it, at least we're in this together. I think our voice
Yeah.
will at least be heard. At some point, if we keep talking and we keep doing content like this and we keep help trying to grow the game and spread the positive word, even though sometimes people might take it as negative, this is still positive. This is still very positive. It's still talking about Upland. It's still trying to keep whales around. It's still trying to keep whales to spin, trying to find solutions, find some answers, find a way to make new players happy, find a way to make old players happy that have spent where they shouldn't have had to spend, right? Give us the carrot, give us the answers of what's going to come and what we can expect to make a difference in our portfolios and in the metaverse of Upland. That's all that we're trying to do. So thank you guys all so much for tuning in. Jones, man, you got any final thoughts for our community, man? You gonna quit? You gonna quit 100%, bro? Come on, man, talk to me, bro. What do we got? What's your
Yeah,
final
don't
verdict?
quit, Jones.
well, I'm a man of reason, so it can happen that they start acting in a reasonable way.
Amen.
So yeah,
Nice.
let's see. But
I can appreciate that.
anyway, with the amount of props I have, I will be here for years, man. So,
I
but
know. That's
I
kind
will
of what I
just
was
not be
saying
putting it
anyways. I'm
back
like,
in,
bro,
probably.
it's gonna
Yeah,
take forever anyways, man. Just stick it
yeah.
out with us, bro. Check out the uppies. I'm telling you, we'll talk some more on the side. I'd love to have some more conversation with you. I'd love to pick your brain some more when we can get some more time. We just love having people on the show and having different diverse backgrounds and investment ideologies and economical standpoints. And we're just excited to keep having conversations and open up parameters with us and the players in Upland from small to medium to big to whales, and we just want this game to grow. That's literally it. That's all that we want to do. We want to have our portfolios grow, have fun. I'm enjoying Upland right now. I am logging in every day and I'm finding out new things and new stuff that I can kind of have some fun with some markets and really kind of play with. And I'm not even touching the service structures, which I still nothing about.
Yeah.
Again, there's so much more that we got to learn, and that's what I wish Upland would do. Just communicate, Upland. We love you guys. We love this community. Stay tuned. We're gonna have another show here on Monday. Me and Kev are giving away 1,000,000 Upics, 1,000,000 Upics. So, you know, we're going to be doing some fun things too. And again, we want to revitalize this community. We want to revitalize Upland. We want to give life back into Upland the way that Upland is trying to give life into the game. So stay tuned, guys. We love you guys, and we'll see you guys all soon right here on Upland Revival.